Hi there, my friends. This is Angela, and today I want to talk to you about prayer. Prayer is something that we could talk about for hours and weeks and days and years for our whole lifetime. We could even practice it together and still not fully understand it. So let me let you know right now that you're not going to understand prayer by the end of this video, but you might begin to know how to step into prayer. Prayer, in my mind, is letting yourself sit in the experience of communing with the mystery at the heart of creation. Now that can sound like a whole lot of fancy frivolous words, but that's really essentially what it is. It's leaning into the mystery and the unknown. Sometimes people talk about active prayer, like prayer is where we're speaking, where we are needing to be heard by kind of the heart of everything, needing to be heard by the source of all. But there's also a more receptive kind of prayer that's really more fundamentally about listening. And what I can say is that over time, my prayer life certainly has gone back and forth like any conversation would, where there's some expression of woe or request for assistance or outpouring of gratitude or any number of things that I am saying, that I am contributing to the conversation with my conscious self. And then there's another half of the conversation where I'm in a mode of receiving, where I'm listening, where I'm allowing for something new to wash through me, over me, and change me. And whether you think of the mystery at the heart of life as something that's inside you or beyond you, you can set aside time in prayer to be open to it. And this is what I want to say to progressive thinkers in particular. We can get really caught up in needing to understand something before we're willing to try it. We can be caught up in not trusting something that our rational brains can't fully grok. And prayer is not going to be something that you get. It's not going to be something that you get. It's something that you experience. And so the way to experience prayer, and it may well be very different for you than it is for me, but the way to set yourself up to receive it is first to establish a little window of time when you know you won't be interrupted. I think it can be really helpful to light a candle. Something about candlelight helps us drop down into that space of communion. And the third thing is to notice your body and notice the space around your heart. Prayer is a head and heart activity. It's a whole body activity. But because most of us as progressive thinkers, emphasis on thinking, spend a lot of time in our heads, if we can focus for a few minutes on the activity around our physical heart, we have taken a step closer to communing with something beyond what the rational already has figured out. So whether you are stepping into a time of prayer where you have things you want to say or things you want to receive, you first just step in with the intention of communing with whatever you understand as holy. It could be the spirit of the living earth. It could be the presence of community in your life. It could be your higher self. It could be God herself. You don't even have to know what it is you're communicating with. You set aside time, you light a candle, you sit down, you notice your heart, and you can say, show me. Show me how to pray. And then notice. I think the hardest thing about prayer for us as progressive thinkers is to be in a receptive mode. We're very focused on doing and thinking and figuring out and making stuff happen. But prayer is powerful when we receive it and when we learn to listen on a deeper level of life. This is what makes it restorative and what makes it surprising. Things happen in prayer because you are receiving from some source within you, from without. I don't even know, but you are receiving something new, some inspiration, some healing, some holding, and you just sit and receive. Sit and receive. You can even just say, thank you. Thank you. So my hope is that this gives you an idea of how you might start. And I hope that you'll join me. For Lent this year, 2017, Niels and I are going to be on Facebook every morning on live feed, 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, for a very short time of prayer for 5 to 10 minutes. It's an interfaith, interspiritual prayer time. People of all faith traditions or no faith tradition are invited to come and join us and just be with us in prayer and see how the Spirit moves over these 40 days of what in Christianity we observe as Lent. So 40 days to be in prayer together. I hope this helps get you started. Thanks. Bye-bye.